So what's Bark saying? Is Bark saying that Walmart's in violation of some kind of civil rights here, or
No?
I mean,
no,
we
they're
can
not.
all agree that Walmart's
version.
agree that Walmart's a bunch of jerks in this situation. Basically, of course, we all see that. That's blatant and clear. But are
Right.
they technically violating your sister's civil rights by saying, "Listen, because you have this handicap, you can't work these hours. You're beat." Like,
Well, I spoke with the employment manager at Bark last night. He assures me that him and his team are on this after the social media post went viral. And my response to him was, "That's well and good, and I'm glad about that. But really, someone should have been advocating in that meeting much more strongly yesterday."
yeah,
The analogy that I used to him was, it's like hiring somebody that's in a wheelchair 12 years ago and saying, "Here, we have a handicap ramp so you can get in and out of the building." And now 12 years later saying, "Well, you know what? Corporate decided they want to plant some shrubs there, so we took the handicap ramp out, so you're going to have to find another way into the building." I mean, clearly Walmart knew that what her limitations were all along. She's been working the schedule, and she's got physical and mental limitations, and then to come in and say, "Okay, if you don't work these 9 hours, we are going to put you at the door as a greeter, cut your other job, and if you then further push it by trying to bring a doctor's note, we're going to cut your hours even more dramatically."
yeah.
As I said, it just, to me, spoke to a very much retaliatory behavior and discrimination, and I think people need to stand up to that.
I can't disagree with you. I really can't. 12 years is 12 years, regardless if you are, I hate to say a normal person, but 12 years
Right.
at a job is a long time, and I think that
Sure.
deserves some respect.
Does your
And-
sister very much enjoy working at Walmart in Pittsfield?
She lives for Walmart. That's the other thing, is that, I'll be driving down the street with her, and she sees a Walmart tractor trailer, and she's waving at the driver, and she just, she just loves it. It's like, that's her world.
Yeah.
And, last night after this news came down, she called me on the phone, hysterically crying, and she said, I don't understand why they're doing this to me. I have Down syndrome. I can't work 9 hours. Why are they telling me to do this? Or, or else, they're gonna make me suffer. And I said, I don't know. We're working on that, and it's, you have to explain things to her in a very simple manner. And it's been one of these things where I spoke to, like I said, when I spoke to the person at Bark last night, he said, "Oh, my team's going to get together first thing in the morning." I don't believe that the store manager was involved in any of this, because I heard from someone on Facebook who was an employee at Walmart said that the store manager was on vacation all this week. So the person that Bark met with was the human resources person locally at Walmart. My, comment to the Bark people was that I think someone in the meeting should have basically said, "This is an ADA compliance thing. We need to bump this up to someone in corporate. I need to talk to someone higher." But they kind of just walked away and said, "Okay, well, let's have her try it." I said to the guy last night, that's like me saying, "Let me come to your office and watch you do 1-hour push-ups. Let's just try an hour." You're going to say, "I can't do it."
Right.
For those of you who aren't familiar with ADA, what is that?
It's the Americans with Disabilities Act, and she's fully covered by that. She has OCD, she's Down syndrome, she has also some physical limitations.
And what does that act provide for her? Basically, equal opportunity to be employed and
Yes.
Okay.
And there is a thing in the Massachusetts law also. I've had a couple of city councilors reach out to me also and provide me with some stuff in the Massachusetts discriminatory law, where companies need to provide what's called a reasonable accommodation for people with a handicap under this law. And so, for example, for Walmart to say, "We're going to let her work her normal schedule that she's been working for 12 years, which is, 5 days a week, 4 hours a day," that's a reasonable accommodation that doesn't put Walmart in a bad spot. It's not incurring any harm on them, but it's a reasonable accommodation for this. And they basically, didn't want to do that.
So you haven't heard any... I'm sorry, Slater, did I just interrupt you?
No, I was just going to say, Scott, historically, Walmart has been pretty accepting of people with disabilities. We know that, one of our friends here at the radio station, Thomas, works there, who's also disabled.
Yeah.
So
she loves it, and like I said, and she's been very involved with, with Cop on Top when they do the law enforcement torch runs out there. And, and in the past we've had issues where they said, oh, corporate's going to change schedules. And her job coaches at Bark have always been very, very much amenable to work with Walmart management to get this done. And this time it basically came down. They said, this is a corporate decision and there is no leeway on it at all. And I felt that when they said that, what they were doing was basically saying, if you don't toe the line, we're going to retaliate against you.
Have you heard anything from corporate Walmart outside of Pittsfield?
I have not. I haven't heard from anyone except from, I heard from the Bark job coach director last night. He called me at 10 o'clock last night because he had heard the post had gone viral and was very concerned about it and said, well, my team and I are going to get together in the morning and we're going to address this and we're going to work on it. I have not heard anything from anybody at Walmart.
All right,
I did send the person that I spoke with last night on Facebook, who was an employee. She said she was in touch directly with the store manager. I gave her my phone number to give to him in case he needed to get in touch with me this morning.
All right, we've been talking with Scott Connors, whose sister Ann is getting a little heat from Walmart about a new schedule. Ann is disabled and has been there for 12 years. In Pittsfield, loves her job and is terribly upset about this in a post that's gone viral, over 2,100 shares now. That went quickly, huh, Scott?
Yes, it did.